So a couple of weeks ago I made a video about how rapper DaBaby had to cancel a show in New Orleans after he could only sell around 500 tickets to a 14,000 seat venue. It has been a very rough year for DaBaby when it comes to his career trajectory overall. This is yet another case of a rapper who is basically the human version of the Titanic. When he was popping off in late 2017 to early 2019 and getting more mainstream attention, people could really not get enough of this guy and his seemingly bigger than life personality. He had the image, he had the compelling life story, and a bunch of his funnier and even crazier moments were going viral, like the multiple instances of him roughing people up, and who could forget when he jumped in that big girl's arms. The other thing about this guy is that he could really rap in a style that seemed to be pretty much his own, which is something I feel is very important when it comes to longevity for any music artist, with a big asterisk on that statement that says, as long as they can grow and experiment while developing said sound in a productive way. Think about how Kendrick Lamar has changed over the years, for example, always innovating while also staying true to who he is as an artist and a person. Not that I'm trying to really compare the two, but when you look at the way their careers have gone, there's a stark difference. The other main thing is that there's a fine line between comedy and arrogance, and for DaBaby, he seems to have lost the plot when it comes to seeing the difference between the two. When he was going viral for his many controversies of the past, it seemed like, oh, that's just DaBaby being DaBaby, doing DaBaby shit. Seriously though, these antics would quickly go from amusing to downright corny, like when he walked around in that diaper, or when he was seen trying to kiss multiple fans. And of course the now infamous rants he went on last summer at Rolling Loud, where during his performance in front of tens of thousands of people, when it should be one of the happiest times of his life, he was thinking about men giving each other fellatio.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks, put a cell phone light in the air. Lady, if you like water, put a cell phone light in the air. Fellas.
Lights up.
Fellas, if you ain't suck in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in the air.
Let's be real about this.
Yeah, keep it real.
Some of y'all suspect as a motherfucker. Let's be real.
Couple this flagrant behavior with the same flow and SpongeBob type beat on every record, and it was really a recipe for one of the biggest fall-offs we have seen in recent rap history. Because DaBaby's newest album, titled Baby on Baby 2, which is a questionable ass name to me, is on pace to sell around 16,000 units in first week sales. In comparing this to its predecessor Baby on Baby 1, which sold 124,000 units first week, it's clear the hype around DaBaby's name has really cooled off in recent time. That is an 86% fall off. And immediately when someone has this type of drop in their sales, some people start to assume that they are being blackballed by the industry. Even DaBaby himself took to his IG story after people were clowning his ass to say, not bad for the blackballed DaBaby. Meek Mill also stepped in to give his 2 cents, and I thought this back and forth between Dom is Live and Blackie Speaks really sums up the situation well. First, Blackie tweeted out saying, DaBaby is not blackballed, he just hasn't evolved musically in the last 3 years, people got bored of him, that is all. To which Dom replies, 2 things can be true, but he is though. Playlisting your albums being showcased on Apple and Spotify front pages matters, Blackie. He's nowhere to be found, and he just released. Imagine if your YouTube videos aren't being recommended or not being showcased on YouTube's homepage. And then Blackie clapped back with the receipts, showing several examples of Apple Music showing love to DaBaby, and someone else even showed their Spotify homepage, which was very similar. And then Dom, well, he really had no response but to insist that the people behind the scenes know what's truly going on. So I think it's safe to say in this situation that man Blackie served him up the Queen's Gambit. And for the most part, I do agree. I don't think this man is being blackballed. To me, I think he was really just a flavor of the month or even flavor of the year artist. And with these types of guys, once it becomes kind of lame to listen to their music, or the next person kind of comes out and replaces them, and the most basic music consumer starts to go onto that new wave, I mean, it's kind of like they're on to the next thing. You know, it's kind of like having a timeless pair of shoes like the Nike Air Forces. That could be like a Drake or a Kendrick or a J. Cole. And then a rapper like DaBaby is like having Roche runs in 2022. It just doesn't work. With an artist like this, they usually have a very quick rise to what seems like the top, only to have their wings clipped mid-flight as they descend even faster than they rose. Now, if DaBaby was selling out every show still, and people were still showing him mad love on social media, and he was still doing these types of numbers, maybe there would be a blackballing conversation to be had. The whole thing honestly reminds me of when people complain that they are shadow banned on a platform because their numbers have gone down just a little bit. Like, no, I don't think YouTube or Twitter has a personal vendetta against you, bro. You are one of billions of channels, you just need to make better content. I will say though, it is very easy to fall in this victim's line of thinking. I mean, heck, I've even felt the same way sometimes over the years. At the end of the day, if you put out good music or good content with a decent promotional plan, it will pop off one way or another, whether that be on TikTok or YouTube, or really however you plan to get it poppin'. Personally, I never see DaBaby even selling 100,000 units first week ever again. Y'all let me know what you guys think about this story down below. But as always, I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like. Make sure you subscribe, guys. We're so close to 1 million. But as you guys know, it's been your boy the Tan Superman, and some other rappers out here need to be covered, so I'm out. Peace!